Hello and welcome back to another dungeon guide for Final Fantasy XIV. My name's Meoni and let's kick it off. Today we are looking at a bite-sized guide on how you can clear Xelphatol. This is unlocked at level 60 as part of the main scenario questline, Shadows of the Thirst. This place has 3 bosses, no surprise there, and each one is very much associated with a Garuda storyline and a premise of trying to summon her once again. The first boss is Nazzal Haylock. This dude is fairly straightforward, combining little AoE patterns and other circular AoEs to avoid. The boss also has an ability called Lift. This will summon 3 adds. One of these is a turret and the other 2 are tribesmen. You need to focus down the turret first and then the other 2, going back on the boss afterwards. Throughout this part of the fight you will get party-wide blasted by moderate AoE damage to heal through if you're the healer. If the turret is up for a long time, you'll probably see an ability called Hot Air. This is another AoE party-wide ability that also throws people up in the air in addition to dealing damage, so kill those turrets as soon as possible. The other main mechanic is to do with the Airstones. These are adds that tether themselves to either the boss or a turret. If an Airstone tethers to a turret, kill the Airstone first. If it's on the boss, kill the turrets first, then the Airstone, and then back on the boss. Other than that, the fight is very easy and we can move on to boss number 2. Boss number 2 is Dotoli Silok. This dude fights you in this spike-filled platform. The spikes are the things you want to avoid, but many of the mechanics attempt to push you into them. Other than a frontal cleave you want to face him away for, On High is an ability that the boss casts that pushes the entire party backwards. So you want to have your back facing towards a barrier so that you don't fall into the spikes, which hurt quite a damn lot. Periodically the boss will make this harder to do, however, as he puts tornadoes on random player locations that will blast you away and do damage. For this reason you need to move as soon as you see a tornado so that you can be in a safe place for the knockback later. The last ability is called Terrible Fury. This marks a single player. This does a nasty AoE blast to people nearby, so make sure that you either move from this player, or if you are this player that you move away to the other side of the room, making sure that you don't blast people into spikes. That's pretty much the fight in a nutshell, however, and the repetition of wind-based attacks, moving between barriers and avoiding tornadoes and other AoEs on the floor, and you pretty much kill this. Lastly then, let's take a look at the last boss of this instance, Nazzal Heavensward. This is easily the coolest looking boss of the instance, with a few interesting mechanics of note. Firstly, lots of wind damage is done by Aero 3, cast by the boss, which is a party-wide AoE that you can't avoid and you have to heal through if you're the healer. Aero 2, which is a line ability which you can avoid and you should avoid. An ability called Hawk, which puts a stack arrow marker on a player. This player should come to melee and everyone should stack on him to split the damage, otherwise that player will likely die if they're low as well from the AoEs. And finally, Summon Garuda. This is an untargetable Garuda summon. She pops up and fills a room with AoEs to avoid, marking people with green crystals and AoE circles. You need to both avoid the AoEs on the floor and also spread out. Stacking too many of these green marked AoEs when they go off will easily kill someone, especially if they're low from the AoEs as well, that they're trying to avoid. It's all rather fun, and you should probably only see the Garuda summon ability maybe twice before the boss dies in total, or in a slower group maybe 3 or 4, but just remember to spread. But there you go, and that's all there is to Xelphatol. If this has been in any way helpful, insightful, or even enjoyable, give that like button a tickle, and I'll see you next time.